Coach.
Angle towards Luke a tiny bit.
Okay, sorry.
Yep.
Coach Kramer, we've been working on the 29-day ball handling, and if you had your own program, what would you put into it?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Jill. A lot of that program is detailed in the Kramer Basketball app with our speed series and some of our ball handling workouts. But if I had to get really specific, there's a few different things it would include. But tell us a little bit about what you're doing with Kramer Basketball this semester.
All right, hi guys, I'm Jill. I'm a Coastal Carolina student. I'm an intern for Coach Kramer, and what we do here is just we work with kids and make them better.
So Luke behind the mic, who you've seen in some other videos, and Jill, they've been huge for our 29-day ball handling challenge and everything that we've been doing this semester of 2024 with Kramer Basketball in Coastal Carolina. So it's been pretty cool. But back to your question on some things that I would include if I were you watching and you wanted to create a ball handling program for yourself, all right? And so first and foremost, I don't think coaches enough explain why they're doing something. I think it's easy for us as coaches to teach how to do a move because it looks cool, right? Well, as coaches, if we're doing a great job, there needs to be more than that. Why are we doing it? What is the situation that we would use it in a game? I'm dribbling back here because it's going to protect the basketball. I'm going behind the back because it's going to create space from the defense. I'm keeping the basketball on the right hand because the defender's going to be on my left. Just explaining why we'd use it in game situation is kind of the big umbrella that we want everything else to be under. And then if we get into movement mechanics, if you've done an athletic development workout, you've probably done some isometrics. So isometrics are like holding a certain position that you would be in a lot. So in basketball, this is a universal basketball position. Defensively, offensively, being able to move and get by somebody. So we would do a lot of isometrics as far as like some stationary ball handling, a lot of repetition, and just kind of holding this position because we'd be in that position a lot. It doesn't have to be monotonous work. It could be like we've done with Luke where we did like 6+3 while we're doing some stationary ball handling drills, but those can go a really long way. So we'd start with the why, and then we break it down piece by piece. Isometrics, a good basic stance is where we'd start, and then we teach starting and stopping, okay? So if I'm starting, we talk about gas foot. So gas foot, if you're looking at me here, if I'm trying to accelerate forward, I would want to, boom, the front of my foot is the gas, right? And that would help me accelerate forward. We want to teach kids how to do that because I was taught incorrectly when I was a young player. I was taught if I want to get by somebody, I need to take a big step, and it just made me less athletic and slower. So I would be here, they say, hey, take a big step, and I would take such a big step. Name somebody that's fast in this position, and look what part of my foot hit the floor, my heel, right? That's generally a stopping position, right? So we teach starting, that's more of dig, front foot to push forward. Stopping, hitting the brakes right here, or if I'm trying to turn and hit the brakes, that could be the outside of my foot hitting the floor right here. So we'd start stance. We talk about what are ways that we can start, what are ways that we can stop, and then we get into change of direction. And that can look a lot of different ways in the game of basketball, but one is using a side foot load. So anytime that we can push to the side to be able to change direction is very effective. A lot of players, when they try to change direction, they actually get in a sprinting stance, which is great for going forward or pushing and going backward. But if we can start to really work on players pushing side to side, pushing essentially that way to be able to even go forward across my body, changing direction is very, very effective for all the athletes that we work with. And that's one thing that working with a lot of players, I've noticed that they don't do very well, is just efficiently change direction, right? So if we go stance, starting, stopping, changing direction, the next thing that I would work on is taking contact, taking a bump. It's a physical game, right? And so doing different drills where you're bumping, you're fouling a little bit, you're working on strengthening your hands, your shoulders, getting that base, bumping in, creating space, and then popping back out. Different drills where we can really use that strong, wide base foundation that we started with in the very beginning, and then start to add somebody who's fouling us, playing defense, going live. Those are really important things for us to be able to do as basketball players. And then, of course, we want to add in randomization. Randomization could look like Luke was dribbling the ball in one of our series, and when we ask him questions, give him math problems, that could be something where your mind has to make a decision while you're doing something else. The game is full of decisions. It's all about decisions. How efficiently do we make those decisions? It could be a simply ball handling drill where somebody's telling you right or left as far as what direction to go, what hand to pass with, what hand to finish with. It could be a drill as simple as, if you throw me that ball for a second, Luke, right? It could be as simple as Jill and I are playing hot potato back and forth, and then at some point, I jump to the side of her, boom, and that's a read for her to work on her ball handling and then drive to the basket. So anytime that we can work on decision-making skills, not at the end, but throughout all of the things that I've just mentioned, from stance, from starting to stopping to change of direction to playing with contact. That's a long answer, but I think a great question deserves a very detailed answer. And if you like high intensity and detailed instruction, we got you covered with KramerBasketball.com, the app, coachesEdge.coach. You guys, appreciate you watching, a 29-day ball handling challenge. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've got a lot out of it. And if there's anything I can do for you, please reach out. Email is contact@KramerBasketball.com. I'd love to help you continue to get better. Get after it.